the things he wanted me to say was, there's no wrong way to grieve. And I said, I can't say that. That's not true. It's a nice sentiment. And so if people don't mourn properly, they mourn improperly, unknowingly. And here are my examples. Watch any episode of Hoarders or My 600-Pound Life or Intervention. Every person on those shows has experienced loss. May not be death, right? Loss of a career, loss of a relationship, loss of physical ability. And so they grieve. They can't help that. But because they're choosing to avoid the grief, thinking if I don't mourn, then maybe I don't have to go through it. So what they do is they try to fill that void, and they do it improperly. And so we do suffer. There is a wrong way to grieve. And people have suffered the consequences of not grieving properly. And that's one of the ironies, I think, if people do go to grief counseling. One of the early things they're going to recognize is that the counselor's not making them feel any better by saying, you know what, let's talk about something else, right? This is really unpleasant. You know, that your husband passed away. That's awfully unpleasant. Let's talk about something else, right? They make you talk about it because you have to go through it. And mourning is finding a way to go through it in an outward expression.
I appreciate you saying that, Lance, because the whole point of this podcast and the reason that I started it and the reason it's even named Good Grief Believer is because, for one thing, I do believe that people can grieve well. I feel like I've seen so many examples of people who've experienced profound loss, and yet you see them just like a phoenix rise from the ashes and bring and discover purpose and meaning to their lives and greater appreciation for the lives of others, right? They develop empathy, compassion for people who are suffering. These are all indicators of a good grief, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
You know, and then the believer part is because I am a believer in Jesus, in Christ. I believe in his physical, literal resurrection. And that belief gives me a tremendous amount of hope that this life is not, it's not over at death. That those that we love who lived and breathed and touched us and looked at us and smiled, you know, that we will see them again. And it's such an important message that you don't have to suffer endlessly because you have lost profoundly.